Are you serious?
Hello, my name is Marcus Bronzy, and this is How to Kill an Hour. Who am I joined by today?
I'm Sean. I thought you were just leaving me out there.
Nah, never that, bruv. Never that, bruv. I feel like I ain't seen you for a while.
Has been a
while. Life has been lifing, but
yes.
Back in the studio, we'll crack on. Do you know what I mean? If this is your first time watching the show, listening to the show, this is a show where Marcus and friend, in this case Sean, go on the internet, tell some jokes, look for new ways to kill time, and have a little chit chat. Do you know what I mean?
Indeed.
Do you know what I mean, mate? I'll be honest with you and the listener, Sean, and I think I said it before I press record, but I'll say it again. Age is really something that you measure by the length of your hangovers. I feel like it's a good measure.
If you don't drink, how do you?
I say I still, if I do not drink and go out and party, I still have what's a hangover without drink? Just tired, isn't it?
No,
tired.
but I know as in like, if you don't drink, do you have to drink and get a hangover to realise how old you are? Or is it other ways?
I feel like the fair answer to that is the alcohol just exacerbates is the best way. Exacerbates the pain, the grief, and the leg achage. Do you know what I mean?
So what's the DOMs for you afterwards?
The DOMs I try to minimise. I'll tell you how I wow, this is a sexy show right away. The DOMs is knees and calves and legs. Yeah, like legs are just tired, like feel like they're full of blood from the night before. Probably voice is gone. I think my voice is still a bit nedged from over a week ago. Voice is a bit raspy.
I don't know if I've said this before, but I think I've said this before, but I've never ever lost my voice.
Oh my god!
And there's some people
tempting fate.
And there are some people like, oh fucking hell, I wish I would have. Some people close to me thinking like, God, when is this fucker gonna lose his voice?
Oh man, that would be.
Have you lost your voice like
it almost like fully gone?
Or like even partially?
So I'm a bit hoarse now, but last week I was a bit like, or I picked up the phone a couple of times and people were like, hello, Barry White. I was like, in fact, somebody said, why didn't you sound like that when you were on radio? Which I was like, dread.
It's like Phoebe with the. Do you remember Phoebe from Friends?
Yeah.
When she gets like a cold and she gets that like sexy cold voice, and then afterwards she's like, she gets pissed off because like Rachel steals it from her. She's there like licking her soup.
Yeah, man. So the voice did go. Sorry, super digression. It reminds me of an old radio manager who suggested I smoked cigarettes and drank hard liquor to give my voice more edge and character. I was like, dude,
that's some solid work right there.
That's mad advice, isn't it? It's just like saying, you need to sound thicker on air, so I suggest 7,000 calories of kebab grade meat every single day.
And probably like a 20 deck before you jump on air.
Yeah.
Sound like what's his name? Do you know Sean Dyche? You probably don't.
No, go on. What does he sound like?
He's a football manager. And he's like,
well, where you like to come out?
That's literally what they sound like.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Just smoke cigarettes without the filter. Yeah, just go for that. Like back in the good old days.
Then you could probably only smoke 10.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, exactly. Freaking hell.
Interesting advice.
But yeah, so I'm measuring the hangovers. But Sean, I did counteract. But by the way, I went out partying and stuff and seeing gigs. But I wore compression socks, running shoes. And I made sure that I hydrated well, and there may have been some pre-stretching before I went out, just in case.
Would you like to share your experience with the bouncers on the way into one of the gigs that you went to?
Shout out to the bouncers at Outnet London. You could tell when the bouncers were primed for a night of our age category, aka a Jurassic Classic, because they obviously do searches on the way in anywhere in central London. They do a search, check your ID and stuff. And the ID check was just one where because they scan your ID just to say that they've scanned that person into the building. By no way means was it an ID to check if I was over the age of 25. We clearly were over that, yeah. We got searched and they're like, you take everything out of your pockets. I took out a box of ibuprofen and some Rennie, and security just gave me a knowing look. Do you know what I mean? They were like, we understand. And then a guy from behind me in the queue went, flipping hell, mate, I might have to get a couple of them pills off you later, mate. And I go, it's just ibuprofen and Rennie. He goes, oh no. And also, shout out to the Outnet toilets, right? So I'm going to try and visualize this for the podcast listeners. There's a massive sink in the middle of the bathroom with urinals all around the edge of it, right? And how the sink works is there's mirrors in front of you.
So everybody's watching the urinal in the middle whilst washing their hands?
No, the opposite. So the urinals are all on the outside. So we on the outside of the room, like a square room. All the urinals go around the outside.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of the room, there's a massive sink and a massive mirror that comes down from the ceiling on both sides.
Okay.
So we were washing our hands, and I was like, "Hey, do you remember the first time we came out and somebody accidentally washed someone else's hands?" And as I'm saying it, I lean my hands into the sink and I start washing the guy's hands. By accident, I went, "Sorry, mate, I've not even bought you a drink."
Wait, what?
Because imagine so you're in there's a massive sink in the middle of the room, and there's a mirror that comes down from the ceiling so that you can't see past the sink.
But
All the
you-
urinals
but
on the
there's
other side.
someone on the other side
but
of
you dip
you.
your hands under, and there's water coming from underneath the mirror. So, someone on the other side, like, we touched hands in it. I should have held us. Anyway, look, yeah, it's good night out, and measure the length of my hangover. The strength of my hangover is my measure of my age, and I've got to say it's getting harder. Yeah. Anyway, Sean, sorry. Right. Anyway, it's time for our. Before we do our jokes of the week, we've got our listener email
Of the week.
So this is a bit of a longer one, Sean, before we get into our jokes, if that's all right. So
okay.
this goes like this. Hey, guys. I've listened to you guys more or less from the start. You two are just like me and my cuz with banter and shit. I moved to West Australia 21 years ago, and I drive quad trucks 500 miles a day, approximately for 12 hours. So there isn't enough for you guys. We're working on it. I was listening today, which was one of your recent podcasts. The $500 million to make journeys more interesting conversation. Do you remember that, Sean, when we spoke about to make trains more popular, we should just spend money on making them have amazing internet.
To be honest, this was the Rory Sutherland idea. Do you know Rory Sutherland?
Yeah.
It was his marketing.
Right, so I've come up with this idea of a cafe, and it's called Get a Flat.
It was a bit shit.
Yeah, it was shit. So get a flat white and fuck off. Yeah. I thought of this new building company, and it's called We'll Build You a House. You don't ask any questions. It's a fixed price, a fixed lead time, and it's done. Okay, all right. I helped. I love it because it's like there's a bakery, right? There's a bakery, and it served croissants, right? That was its best dish. They had the best croissants, yeah. But it was called Williams. He didn't say the word bakery at all. So what we did is we got a big sign saying "World's Best Croissants," and you know what? You know what happened? The sale of croissants went up by 400%. And I love it. It just makes sense. I love that kind of banter. Not even banter, but like marketing chat. Right. So he said, get a big data. He goes, get a big data quota on your phone. I'll go back a little bit. The $500 million to make journeys more interesting was Sean and I's Rory Sutherland moment.
I think it was more like 6 billion.
Is that what we were putting? Do you know what, Sean? If we're running things, 6 billion.
Of the week.
So get a big data quote on your phone and hotspot it so everyone on the train can log in. Only entertainment people need today is their phones. Well, kind of similar, I guess. Sean and I were just like, put the internet on the thing. He goes, as for your theme tune, we spoke about a theme tune, right? It was an Aqua song, wasn't it? Right? Because we said Barbie Girl was one of their songs, and I remember there was another song that I wasn't sure if it was an Aqua song or not, right? Can't remember that. If you need to do that, you have to go back and listen to a few episodes. But he goes, as for your theme tune, do you remember the 90s Venga Boys song, Up and Down? Every radio station in Newcastle, which is where I'm originally from, I think, and I think in the country...
He was originally from Newcastle, or you think
that was me, I didn't know.
Okay, cool. It would have been weird for him to be like, I think I was...
And this next bit he has, I think, around the country had DJs playing that in the background while they did funnies or prank calls. Right, let me give you a little...
Introducing the Venga Brain Man.
By the way, we're going to get so many...
Is it a bit non-PC?
No, I just think we're going to get loads of strikes for this because we're going to play so much music. But this was the Venga Boys tune. Now, cheesy...
In a different word.
Cheesy song, but then I listened to it, yeah, their tunes actually were quite well put together. Ready for the drop?
It's the Venga Brain Man.
It's that Euro dance.
It is proper Euro
pop, innit?
Just like, is this a different song to The Venga Boss is Coming? Is that a different song?
Yeah, it's like the remix. It's like Tiny
like...
Temper Pass Out and Frisky.
Yeah.
They found out what worked and ran with it.
Love one of those.
Super digression, actually, while that plays. I found out that the guy that was like behind the Venga Boys is a producer who also put together Alice DJ, Better Off Alone. Do you remember that song?
Alice D.
Do you think
Not by name.
Not by name, right? I'll load up the song because Sean is one of them ones. You'll know it. But like, I realised when I listened to Alice DJ Better Off Alone, it sounds quite similar.
Has it got something
production? But
Finger Boys
this song done
vibe.
really well as well because this was seen as like a proper raving tune. So the guy behind that helped to put together the Venga Boys put together Alice DJ as a production. You got it? But this was not seen as like cheesy like Venga Boys, isn't it? Yeah.
This is. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually.
tune.
I would say this is actually like. This is like Ibiza classics.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so let's just say
Like legit.
the same
That's
person.
like a legit
Yeah, the
dance-
same person
dance
that. It's the same person. So big tune.
This is a like.
big tune.
Yeah.
So so if you do like the Venga Boys and you
What's that tune
and
called? Alice
DJ Better Off Alone. Do you think you're better off alone?
But it's a tune.
Right. Anyway, so look at what you've got us on there. The person who wants to stay anonymous, by the way. Right. Because
Whoever, big up the anonymous person from Newcastle who has now moved to Australia. Nobody.
yeah. Well,
Let us know if you know who. No.
Let us know his height address. Right. So he played in the background when they're doing lots of kind of pranks and stuff.
you
right?
say, yeah.
By the way, Sean, personally, I think it's better than Poirot. I don't know how you feel about that, Sean.
Quite hurt to me.
So yeah, I mean, that's quite unreasonable.
I would say this very different vibe.
Yeah. What do they say? Like chalk and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poirot's got a place.
Yeah,
Whereas, you know,
yeah.
If someone said to me, like, I'm going to do a prank, I wouldn't be like, oh, you should play this like Poirot theme tune in the background.
Yeah.
It's like,
Let's get mysterious.
Doesn't quite work.
Okay, right. So then he carries on. He goes, right, okay, cool. See if you can remember, because I bet if you guys can, it's a forgotten memory. So I think he's trying to say might be something that you've forgotten, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Very powerful theme tune, right?
Okay.
That he's going to tell us about, right? Goes, remember Knight Rider?
Yes.
He goes, this is one of two clues. Remember Knight Rider, right? Or one of a few clues. There were two spin-offs. See if you can remember what they were. I'm going to send you the song for one of them. Within 15 seconds, if you watch this show, you'll know the program. Here's a few more clues. It lived in a cave. It screamed like a motherfucker. And I found it sexy as fuck. There was an old fat guy on it like Scotty on the Starship Enterprise. There was a smug main guy, which I don't remember him in anything else. But I was like, yeah, I can't even say what he's going to say because it sounds so Australian. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick my nudger up the tailpipe when this episode is done. I don't even know what he's referring to. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, anonymous person. Let's move on from that sentence.
I've never heard that sentence being uttered before.
Anyway, before we play the song, let me finish his email.
Okay.
Anyway, me and my truck are in the middle of Western Australia and you guys are reaching there. Keep up the awesome shows and the laughs. I can't wait to send you jokes. Don't say my name because I left the UK in 2004 and my egg credit card still has £10 on it. Mate, it's going to be a few £1,000s now. And I don't want to pay because they think I'm dead. I'm only joking. It was actually £15 of robbing twats. You can call me the pickled onion or salty peanut because they sound like cool country pubs.
Pickled onion.
Yeah. Big up. Shout out to you, Pickled Onion. So Pickled Onion,
out.
who sent us a picture of some trucks. I'm going to presume they're his, or one of the ones that he rides, but also would like us to name this song. Let's go.
This has got a proper 80s vibe.
I do. This was a bit of a hit in the living room when I was around. I remember this being on ITV on Saturdays. I can't lie, Sean, I clocked it straight away because I'm a bit of a weirdo for stuff like this. Yeah, man. Knight Rider-esque.
I'm getting baffled because he was like, oh, I found this thing in a cave sexy.
Yeah, all right, ignore the cave stuff. Go back to the Knight Rider theme. It's not Knight Rider. People are screaming into their phones right now if they're over the age of 30. Do you remember there was other shows with other smart vehicles? May have watched it, may have not, Sean.
Oh, no, you got
Theme to Airwolf. Did you ever watch Airwolf? It was about the smart helicopter. basically every week it would just basically blow up bad guys. Bit like A-Team, same theme every single week. Like, or Knight Rider, like the smart helicopter would help to destroy the enemies.
It's mad because like now that you said it, I'm like, there's a little nugget somewhere.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna have to. I might visually though. I might have to see the
the Airwolf. Oh, I can show you the Airwolf. But yeah, you know what? We'll do it another time because I think we spent enough time on that. But anyway, thank you. That was our email.
Thank you.
The week.
Thank you to
Mr. Pickled Onion,
Mr.
aka
Pickled Onion, or the priest parrot or whatever it was.
No,
Pickled Onion or the salty baguette, salty peanut.
Salty Peanut.
The salty peanut.
I think it was salty peanut.
Yeah. All right, should we do our jokes of the week?
See.
Oh man. Oh, actually, quick bit of serious news though, Sean. Did you hear about the kidnapping that happened at the school recently? It's okay. He woke up.
I knew straight away. I was like, do I have to say was it with a knife?
Sorry. I keep trying to. I'm gonna get you one of these days. One of these days, Sean. One of these days.
Oh dear. All right. This is a bit of a long walk.
I saw your face. As soon as I said it, I looked at you like you fucking try. But
Our teacher asked what my favourite animal was, and I said fried chicken. She said I wasn't funny, but she couldn't have been right because everyone else laughed. My parents told me to always tell the truth. I did. Fried chicken is my favourite animal. I told my dad what happened, and he said my teacher was probably a member of PETA. He said they love animals very much. Anyway, my teacher sent me to the principal's office. I told him what happened, and he laughed too. Then he told me not to do it again. The next day, in class, my teacher asked me what my favourite live animal was. I told her it was chicken. She asked me why, so I told her it was because you could make them into fried chicken. She sent me back to the principal's office. He laughed and told me not to do it again. But I don't really understand. My parents taught me to be honest, but my teacher doesn't like it when I am. Today, my teacher asked me to tell her what famous person I admired the most. I told her, Colonel Sanders. Guess where I am now?
not in the queue for KFC. Do you know what? Why do I feel like that's something that one of our friends at school would get in trouble for?
Know,
right? Go get a note. Do you remember a friend of ours who shall remain nameless here at school? The teacher used to say if you were late, you needed a note. But he's like, I went to the toilet. Nope. Go get a note. Did he need write the note
on the toilet roll? And the thing is, I remember who it was. I remember which teacher it was, and he just accepted it. And he went sit down, and he was like, "How the fuck did that work?"
Oh man, that is ridiculous. Right. An elderly priest dies and is welcomed at the pearly gates by St. Peter. Father Mulgrew, we've been expecting you, said the saint. Please go with this angel. We've got a lovely retirement shack on the edge of the woods. It's a humble place, but I promise you it will be comfortable. There's an absolutely beautiful lake view just an hour's walk away, and of course, because this is heaven, walking for an hour won't tire you in the slightest. The priest goes away, settles in, and pretty soon he takes the recommended walk and finds a beautiful lake view. But he sees something that he finds a little bit confusing. With an effortless gesture, he summons the angel back and asks to be taken to St. Peter, to whom he says, I feel as though there's been a mistake. In the lake, I saw a magnificent mansion on the waterfront, and I saw a taxi driver there that I knew from Earth. Surely it can't have been intended that a man like me should have received such a modest reward compared to him. St. Peter smiles. Let your heart not be troubled, Father Mulgrew. You are a faithful servant of the Lord, and that's why you're here now. But not all are equal in the sight of the Lord. Need I not remind you of the parable of talents? Surely, when you preached, people slept. But when that man drove, people prayed.
Fair play.
A little girl runs up to her grandmother crying, Grandma, why does everybody say I have a butt face? Her grandma gives her a hug. Nonsense, sweetheart. You have such beautiful cheeks and lovely eyes. Still unconvinced, the girl runs to her mum. Mummy, is it true? Do I have a butt face? Her mum kisses her forehead. Of course not, honey. You have such a cute little nose and a sweet forehead. She runs to her dad, but he can't console her either. Heartbroken, the little girl wanders sadly down the street. She sees an open manhole cover and, curiously, holds her dress down and leans over the hole and peeks into the darkness. Suddenly a voice from the sewer shouts up, Hey! No shitting in here! You saw it coming.
Yeah, I did. So did Pennywise.
Oh man.
Oh, dear, dear.
That tickled me, that one. Poor butt face.
Right. A man at a funeral interrupts the priest and says, "Excuse me, do you have the Wi-Fi password?" The priest stares at him and says, "Good God, man, have some decency. This is your mother's funeral." And the man says, "Is that all in lowercase?"
Oh, that reminds me, a mate of mine had trouble with his neighbour. Let's call him, pick a name for me.
Salty nut.
Salty Nut, right? Let's call him Sal for short. Neighbour Sal. So he wrote Sal is a dick. He changed his Wi-Fi to Sal is a dickhead so Sal could see it. And then his password was password all in lowercase. That's the actual word, password all in lowercase. And you had to write it in. Funny, hilarious, right? Until you had to try and get onto a Netflix account or a TV connected to the internet back in the day where you had to use a remote control to do.
Wait, did you hear about the no, so I swear down, it was this actress that got stabbed. No, I'm joking. No, did you hear the password for the security system
for the Louvre?
For the
People
Louvre.
saying it was password.
No, it was
password what?
No, it was Louvre.
Oh, was it Louvre? Now been changed to Louvre 1.
Louvre 1. Yeah. Come on.
Amazing.
Ridiculous, though, isn't it? Ridiculous.
Right. A farmer stopped by a local mechanic shop to have his truck fixed. They thought it might have something to do with the transmission, so they couldn't repair it while he waited. He told the mechanics that he didn't live far and would just walk home. On the way home, he stopped at a hardware store and bought a bucket and a gallon of paint. He then stopped by the feed store and picked up a couple of chickens and a goose. However, struggling outside the store, he now had a problem. How to carry his purchases home. Whilst he was scratching his head, he was approached by a little old lady who told him she was lost. She asked, "Can you tell me how to get to 1603 Mockingbird Lane?" The farmer said, "Well, as a matter of fact, my farm is very close to this house. I would walk you there, but I can't carry this lot." The old lady suggested, "Why don't you do this? Put the can of paint in the bucket, carry the bucket in one hand, put a chicken under each arm and carry the goose in the other hand." "Why, thank you very much. That works just fine," he said, and proceeded to walk the old girl home. On the way, he said, "Let's take my usual shortcut and go down this alley. We'll be there in no time." The little old lady looked him over cautiously and said, I'm a lonely widow without a husband to defend me. How do I know that when we get in the alleyway, we won't have your wicked way with me?" The farmer said with some irritation, "Holy smokes, lady, I'm carrying a bucket, a gallon of paint, 2 chickens and a goose. How in the world would I do that?" The old lady said, "Well, set the goose down, cover him with a bucket, put the can of paint on top of the bucket, and I'll hold the bloody chickens."
It's an oldie,
It's a great twist. Oh, it's a good one.
And also, I'm not gonna lie. Do you have like just certain words and phrases which like take you off into either songs or lyrics? Whenever someone says transmission, all I hear is "we have control of transmission."
Well, listen, I'll be honest, Sean.
Which a lot of people will probably be like, "What the hell are you going on?"
Yeah, like if around the world, it's a house song that was very, very popular
TNT.
over here by TNT. I mean, listen, seeing as we've done so much copyright strikeable stuff in this episode, we're having fun with it.
It's a great 4-floor track.
It's one of from House and Garage era. But people would just think this is house.
Have you clocked that the beginning of this song sounds a bit like that Dizzy Rascal tune? You know the one, the Bassline Junkie. If you hear the beginning of this song,
Might sample it, you know.
which is the greatest bit when the little kid opens the door and it.
Hey,
What the fuck? Who the fuck would you touch that? Don't ever fucking touch that.
I'll fast forward it a bit. But it is. Oh, this is it. This is what
transmission.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my favourite 4-floor tunes.
Sick in it. And that is our 4/4 song
Of the week.
Also, big up our brethren, G-Man.
Yes.
Because we've got our own transmission
Transmission
dance.
Transmission dance, bro. Anyway, I love the digression.
Sorry,
of
we're
this.
absolutely digressing. All right, so, short one. My son saw me slumped over our lawnmower, bawling my eyes out. He screamed, "Dad, what's wrong? Are you okay?" I said, "Don't worry, son. I'll be fine. Just going through a rough patch." Shall I leave? Oh, shall I leave?
Shall I leave? Shall I make like a leaf and blow? Oh my god!
Shall I come like some grass and cut?
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start using it now.
yeah, man. Oh, come. Let's make like some grass and cut. Yeah. All right.
Idiots.
All right, let's make like some wood and chip, man. All right. All right, listen.
Wait.
Yeah, man.
I like that one.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Can I put this out there?
Chairs and leg it. No, go.
Our old headmaster reached out to me the other day.
Yeah.
To say that there's been quite a lot of people that have. He found out that we're listening to our pod.
Yeah.
And then they found out that he was our headmaster.
Oh wow!
And then he was like, "Mate, like you guys are making me look bad."
There's two ways it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm taking all the credit, or do you mind just turn it down? That's okay.
So and, we had a little laugh about it. So we'll big up Mr. King.
Yeah, big up man like
Mr.
I was going to say his first name, but
we'll
beep it out. Man like big up. Yeah. All right. This one goes out to you. A stranger walks into a dusty old West town and orders a whiskey. All of a sudden, another cowboy bursts through the swinging doors on his horse and screams, "I'm Elusive Joe! Nobody's ever caught me!" He then spins around and gallops right back out. Nobody in the saloon reacts at all. The stranger turns to the bartender. "What the hell was that?" The bartender says, wiping a glass, "That was Elusive Joe." "Why do they call him Elusive Joe?" "Because no one's ever caught him." "Wow," says the stranger. "Why has no one ever caught him?" The bartender stops wiping. "Because nobody gives a shit about him." I'm the fastest in the West.
I'm not gonna lie. The whole time you were telling that joke after your first foray into the deep South accent, was all I could think of was the the dude from the Golden Nuggets. What's his name? Pistol Pete or something like that. Yeah. And his trusty sidekick, like partner.
What's his name?
His donkey was literally. I think it was partner.
Great name.
Oh, quality.
Great name for a horse.
Name.
Like having a dog called Mate or a dog called Dog.
Dog.
Oh, dog. Or Woof.
Yeah. Right. John's not having it. John is at a bar having a few drinks when a loud, unattractive and very persistent woman comes over to him. She starts talking and really lays it on thick, aggressively flirting and trying to pick him up. She keeps at it, batting her eyelashes and asking for his number, refusing to take the hint. Eventually, John turns to her and says, "Do you have a pen?" Her eyes light up. "Yes," she says, smiling. John nods and replies, "Good. You better get back to it before the farmer realises you're missing."
Wow!
A bit savage there.
Hey,
John's got no chill.
Man like John.
John, I know. Chill out, John. Jesus.
An elderly woman rushed to the pharmacy to pick up some medication, but when she returned to her car, she realised she'd locked her keys inside. Looking around, she spotted an old rusty coat hanger on the ground. She picked it up and whispered, "Lord, I have no idea how to use this." So she bowed her head and prayed and said, "God, please send someone to help me." Just minutes later, a beat-up old motorcycle pulled into the lot. A bearded man in a biker skull rag got off and asked, "Need some help, ma'am?" She explained, "My daughter's sick. I've locked my keys in my car and I need to get home. Can you use this hanger to open it?" The biker smiled and said, "Sure." And in less than a minute, the car was unlocked. Overcome with emotion, she hugged him and cried, "Thank you, God, for sending me such a kind man." The biker chuckled and said, "Lady, I'm not a good man. I just got out of prison yesterday for car theft." The woman hugged him even tighter and sobbed even more. "Oh, thank you, God. You sent me a professional." Nice little twist.
Oh. But I got the watery. Not that. I mean, it's because your jokes are like top. My eyes are so watery today. It's unreal,
mad. Usually you don't have to explain it if you find jokes really funny. By the way, my eyes are watering so much. Not because of your jokes. It's because of an affliction.
Chill out. Chill out. It's not your joke. A man is telling jokes in a bar. He says to the bartender, "I have a nice joke about blondes. Do you want to hear it?" The blonde sitting next to him says, "Just so you know, I'm blonde, and I'm also the heavyweight champion of the world. Next to me is also a blonde, and she's the champion of wrestling. Next to her, another blonde, and she's the world's best MMA fighter. You still want to tell that joke, do you? The man looks over his shoulder and goes, never mind. Didn't want to have to explain it 3 times anyway.
And then he died.
And then he
died. Yeah, last words.
And then he got
famous last words.
3D'd through the bar.
My wife said sex is a weird thing. 2 people go into a room and later 3 people are there. I replied, yeah, that still doesn't justify the guy in our closet.
Worth a try.
Yeah, worth a try, yeah. Well,
Okay.
isn't that a funny old thing, isn't it? It's weird, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, this is a short one. This is a short and a shit one, right? What concert only costs 45 cents?
I don't know, what concert only costs 45 cents?
50 Cent featuring Nickelback. That is the weirdest. Actually, did you see 50?
Oh yeah, 50 came
Yesterday.
out. Oh, we talk about that actually in our
Actually,
in our
we will,
killer
we
video.
will. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, right. So I've got one more for you, Sean. A tourist is hiking through the Scottish Highlands and stops to take a drink from a stream. He hears a voice call out, "Hey, didn't drink from that, mister? It's full of cop piss and shit." Turning, the hiker...
I'm not gonna lie. I did this one last week, but I did it with a really. Was it? Wait, I just want to double check. It's the one where he finds out he's English and he's like, "Use 2 hands."
Sorry, your accent was so shit.
I'm not gonna lie. It was that. I remember saying to you last week, "Oh mate, this is a shocker." My Scottish accent.
All right, I'll give it a go anyway.
Yeah. Do it because you probably can't clip the one that I did. So
We're
bad.
still gonna get absolutely. Look, if you're gonna get terrorized by Scottish people for a horrible accent, I'm getting it done as well. Then I'll share the burden with you.
Oh, thanks, man.
A tourist is hiking through the Scottish Highlands and stops to take a drink from a stream. He hears a voice call out, "Dinna drink from that, mister. It's full of cop piss and shit." Turning, the hiker sees a Scottish shepherd leaning on a stick and he replies, "I'm terribly sorry, but could you kindly repeat that, but this time in the King's English?" And the shepherd says, 2 hands, sir. Cup your hands together or you'll spill it."
I'm going to go ahead and say that was better. It was.
Hey.
You told that. Yeah, told that better than I did.
Hey. Oh, man.
Ralph goes to the doctor and complains that his hearing is getting worse. "Describe the symptoms," said the doctor. Ralph replies, "Oh, Homer's fat and Marge has blue hair."
That's sick.
The worst thing about it is so I read it and then I went, "What?" And then
You went, "What do you mean?" Oh, that was heavy. All right, Sean, that was our jokes
Of the week.
And listen, we've had so much fun, Sean. We've got to get into our killer bits, man. But they're 2 sporty ones this week, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
want to do first?
I'm going to get the more boring one out of the way.
Okay.
So this will very much divide opinions. So I have been playing the new Football Manager 26, and I'm going to put some caveats out there. I think I played 2021, but for a very short period of time, and before that 2017. And it's not because I don't love the games; it's because how much they take over my life, and I have to be very aware of that. At this, I have to be like, okay, for the next 3 months, how busy am I? And if it's yes, you do have a life that you really need to be pushing on with, I tend not to. But I wasn't well, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to be sitting in bed for the next 3 days. I'm doing it, even though mostly negative reviews. So I'm going to give a very, very, very quick breakdown. So there was 2024. I've been told by all accounts, very good game. There was no 2025.
Oh.
So they put all their efforts into 2026, and on the whole, the reviews have not been good. So I'll tell you very quickly why. So people were annoyed at the fact that there's a lot of features that have been removed, which I understand. I've come across a couple of them whilst I've been playing. But again, I didn't play 2024. They've massively revamped the graphics engine for the game itself, which does look good. I will have to say that thing. And they've also done some things with the tactics, which you have in possession, out possession. You can change people's roles. From that, I really like it. The interface, the UI, it's clunky. It's really, it's not. It is. You have to. The way that I see it is something that I used to be able to like hover over and see something very quickly. I have to do like 3-4 clicks to go in. And there are times where I think, fuck, how do I get to that thing? And when I get there, I forget what I was actually bloody supposed to be doing because I have to try and navigate. And so
it's not intuitive.
It's not. And I did listen to something from the creator of the game, and he did kind of say, people that have played before, you do have to try and forget a little bit about what but I was like, mate, they got people that have been playing this for 30 plus years. You don't want to lose that core, but sometimes you do need to make a change, but
people don't like change.
So many bugs. Like,
really?
Yeah, there was like my game crashed like so many times, and then like, I had the in-game. I bought the in-game editor as well, just to see like. I like to make it realistic. So I think if I don't think they've done a good job with people's attributes or whatever it might be, I'll go ahead and change them. You change something, it would just crash.
Really?
Quit the game. You'd have to go back in. I had quite a few bugs, but since they released the patch, and that was last week, it has stabilized it more so. I'm probably getting up to Christmas, from August to Christmas. I've played it in the last couple of weeks. I would say this: if you can get over a bit of the clunkiness with the kind of user interface and that, it still is a really good game.
Yeah.
But I do understand at the same time where it's put off a lot of the dedicated players that play every year and are very used to you get used to like where things are, how to navigate to things, and it just becomes like subconscious, where I think there's quite a long there's more of a learning curve as to how to get to things, and also even the best way to get to things is still a bit cumbersome.
And I think to build on what you said, like, because I'm not a big fan of Football Manager, but everything you said there makes total sense to me, because the whole point of a game is to challenge and give you some sort of enjoyment. And the best games, you almost feel like, and this sounds so like cryptic, but you're at one with it, innit? You don't think. So then you're focusing on just doing the playing. And with Football Manager, because, like a lot of, I'm going to call it a spreadsheet game to wind people up, but that's what a lot of people call it. But those games...
is that a term for it?
They call it spreadsheet games because it's like, traditionally it's a database.
Yeah.
You make some tweaks, you get the opportunity to fast forward through matches if you wish. I don't know if you can still do that. So it's like, you make the tweaks, get the result. Make the tweaks, get the result. Very similar to spreadsheet stuff, and that's it. You're basically making a tweak, getting a result, making a tweak, not getting a result, or getting a bit of a result, and then something comes in like an injury or whatever, stuff like that. But if you make it hard to get around, that's troublesome. And also to address the crashing stuff, hopefully that gets solved with further patches. But when you take a year out from a game cycle, you can't come to market with that kind of level of problem. Because another game that had a bad year was 2K. It's either 21 or 20. I can't remember, 21, 20 or 20, whatever it was, right? Horrible game.
Was that when they changed the shooting?
Sorry, WWE 2K.
Oh, WWE.
But there have been previous issues with NBA 2K as well. But WWE game crashed, horrible. People just falling through the ring, like, as well as funny stuff. There was funny stuff. Yeah. It was crazy. So it took a year out, and then I think it was 22 or 23. Whenever that dropped, everyone said, because you took that extra time. That year,
the expectancy
game
grows.
They came back.
You've had double the time, and they released the game and it's not even finished.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when he took that year out after the bad year, I'd say WWE, the next 2K that came along was solid.
Sick.
It was a bit more simple. They'd worked on doing stuff. They'd made tweaks that some people didn't like, but I was like, this game out the box was fun. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes stuff happened, like, a table would like start bouncing off the ring a little bit, but it was, I put bare hours into that game, yeah? And I was like, I don't see why, and I know it's a financial thing, but I don't see why some games, if they have a really bad cycle, don't try and come out of it for a year. And I reckon anyway, Sean, eventually there's going to be games that just
sometimes you don't have 2 years, you don't have the cash flow.
Yeah. So they have to make it out, like bring it out. We're probably going to move into a direction where these games are going to continuously update. Right, do you know what I mean? It's going to happen. So someone's going to do it. It's going to become.
I would say, and there's been me pulling numbers out of my mouth. I would say like 90% of games that are released nowadays are not finished.
Yeah.
And some
way more.
Some of them are like half finished,
more.
which is a joke.
And that's why I'm glad that we still have, because we've had games that have taken 10 years to be as good as they said they were, right? Literally.
GTAs of this world.
Well, I don't know, because GTA, I would say, without them bringing out their day ones, even though they have had issues and stuff, maybe some of the stuff like online was horrible, but their core game, when it came out, it worked.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And
without them doing that, with GTA 5, we would have no reference point. We'd be like, oh, that's how all games are, I guess. Because is it No Man's Sky was a game that they gassed up, yeah? Game was not delivering. And it took 10 years. Cyberpunk, great game now. The game had to be taken off the store from PlayStation because it was so poorly put together.
Get like 10 FPS or something.
Do you know what I'm saying? So how can a game be so bad that PlayStation goes, it's not good enough to, think about that. A food product that doesn't taste nice, so bad the store refuses to stock it. Yeah. And when there's no consequence to the game being sold, like no one's going to die, no one's going to get sick. Like it's not like food, for example, like I said, has to be so bad. So I'm like, the norm, without people like Rockstar, like that's why with the delay for GTA 6, everyone's upset. But I'm like, if it means they bring out a game that works on day one,
bro, I had exactly the same.
I'd rather wait.
I had the same dip, and then I kind of came to the same thing as you.
Exactly. What would you rather do? Would you
November
rather
next year?
Exactly. Would you want takeaway today? Or would you rather wait that? It depends on who you're asking and how drunk they are. Or would you rather wait an extra week for that family member's cooking that bangs, or your favorite meal? Do you get me? You can have chips right now, or you can wait.
It's tough. It's tough though, because like May, you're like, May will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
November next year, it feels like
It's a good time. November's a good time to game though. Dark outside.
No, you're right.
Do you get me? Yeah, but May, bruv, that's it. We might lose the summer. But anyway, sorry. So Football Manager. So in your in summary, what can we do to get the game to where it needs to be? Like
the bugs, obviously, which they have. There were definitely some bugs which I had seen, and when I saw the patch notes, I'd be like, oh yeah, cool. that one that happened to me, that one happened to me, whatever like that.
Man reads the patch notes, yeah, right.
And I would. I was like, they fixed this shit. Yeah. No, but I think that I don't think they're going to change it, because I think that they've taken a direction and they're going to stick with it and hope that more people than not are going to be malleable enough to move across and enjoy it. But I mean, a load of people have said they're sticking with 2024 and they're just going to download the updated game files for the new season.
There you go.
What else? I think they just need to make the UI smoother, make it more accessible to get to the information that you need. And I don't think they will. I'm just trying to think what things that they would actually be like. Oh, this, let's change this. They brought back like using the space bar. I was like, what do you take that for in the first place? Everyone used to just like space bar it. Yeah. That was the way to continue the game.
Would you? Is there a mode for novices like me?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Wicked. All right. Maybe I'll give it a go.
Yeah, but we'll see how it progresses, but I do think that the patches that are going to come out in the following month or two is going to play a big part in whether or not people just completely slack it off. Like most people that got it on early, like first couple of days of release, most people returned it.
Oh wow!
And if you go onto like Steam, it will say mostly negative.
Oh wow!
Reviews.
Oh man, sort your stuff out.
Compared very undo like 10 seconds compared to another game, Assetto Corsa Rally, which got released on beta, has got all of the reviews are amazing, and it was a game that was like under wraps. They kept it properly under wraps. So if you like rally games, Assetto Corsa Rally VR Sport's not quite out yet until the full game comes out. When it does, I can give you I'll let you know how that is.
A full 360-degree review.
That's it.
Just like VR. All right. And the other sporting event that happened, it was a clash of fams. A clash of fams, Sean. Listen, as our sports specialist, handing over to you, Sean, in the studio, in the other side of the studio.
Thank you, Marcus. Yes. It was a very, very different. And I'm very, very. We're talking about the Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Benn 2 rematch, grudge match. Did you watch it?
Yeah. I will say for those listen, we're an inclusive show, understanding not in sports. This is a very interesting fight because this is one of the few intergenerational beefs that we have that are not manufactured. Because WWE, you get a lot of intergenerational beefs. There is one of the best boxers of all time, Chris Eubank. I'm going to stand behind that because it's flipping parliamentary in his boxing. And Nigel Benn, again, another British gem in terms of boxing.
Top
amazing
middle, top middle and super middleweight.
Yeah, they long story short, they had some fights and they hated each other, and it was just the chemistry when we didn't have that much kind of drama over here. When we were, our British boxers weren't as, we didn't have that sexy Muhammad Ali energy, right? And I feel like they had that kind of electric energy that captured the world.
They divided opinion.
Yes, and that was perfect, innit? It was love hate one or the other, and it was like salt and pepper. It was like Marmite, and their beef happened and they retired. But they both had kids that were very similar age, and then as you can imagine, there's likely to be a rivalry of sorts. And as it happens, they were of close enough weight and size and age that earlier this year, it was about 6 months ago, was it? April. Wow. April. Conor Benn, who's Nigel Benn's son, and Chris Eubank Jr., who's Chris Eubank's senior son, obviously, they had a fight. And it was...
What a night that was.
Everybody expected the slightly smaller Conor Benn to get flattened. But, well, not everyone, but many people did. But they both... It was an exciting fight.
It was a very exciting fight, and it was a much closer fight than a lot of people thought.
Yep, exactly, yeah.
Which prompted...
Part two. Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I didn't get to watch any of the prelims or anything leading up to it. I missed Adam Azim's fight. I heard the Catterall fight was really good.
Missed that as well, sorry.
Not Asugo, I can't remember, Esuman. Yeah. If you get a chance to watch the Catterall Esuman fight as well,
let us know.
Let us know, because I'm going to go and do that later, because I heard that was a great fight. Very, very different fight. And my initial takeaway from it was, like, Chris Eubank Jr. just didn't look like himself. He looked very pensive. He looked anxious. He was like Conor Benn. His feints just kept throwing off he couldn't get any kind of momentum or routine going. And I couldn't give a single round to Chris. Maybe there was one that they shared, or maybe you give one round if you're trying to be generous to Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Benn just came out and, for the smaller man, out-jabbed Chris Eubank Jr. completely.
Yeah.
Like, his jab was sharp. It was. I was like, what's going on here? This, you would think the smaller fighter would just come in, try and kind of swarm him, body shots and that, but he was like, his jab was like picking him off. And there was just a point where I thought to myself, they both went into a dark place in the first fight. They got pulled into dark water, right? Deep water, sorry. And the way that I saw it, and I could be wrong, but it's just the way that I saw it, Conor Benn was well up for going back into that deep water, and Chris Eubank Jr. didn't want any of the smoke. I just don't. And it could be age. It could be.
He said he's got a kid on the way.
He's got twins. He's been going through some. Supposedly, he's been going through some difficult stuff. 36. He's a good 7 years older than Conor Benn, and also usually fighters of that kind of age usually have like a year between fights.
Yeah.
So April to November might not have been long enough for him to fully...
He looks a bit younger than he is, shall I say. People don't realise that 37 as a boxer is quite, because he's like his pops. He ain't cracking, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he does look younger, so he could look lazy. And I say that I missed the first 3 rounds of the fight because I was at Keika was at Alexander Palace doing his end of tour show. Big up K. So we came in at round 3, but we were still kind of like having to like say bye to everyone and whatever. But every time I peeked over the screen, and I probably watched the last half of the fight properly, it looked like Conor Benn was ready to go for 5 more rounds.
Yeah, man.
He looked fresh.
Yeah. And also with the style that he implemented really well, you have to be super fit, because he's coming in and he was like, it's like point fighting. So he's coming in range and out of range constantly, and that takes a hell of a lot out of your legs because you have to be bouncing on the balls of your toes constantly. Get in range, bop, straight out of range again because Chris Eubank Jr. is a good counter puncher.
He looked good. He looked fresh.
It was
no, sorry, not like box fresh, but he looked like ready to go. Yeah, it was amazing.
What was your second half of the fight?
I think I was same as you. We just were like, we watched it, and we from when we came in, a couple guys seen a few more rounds, and they're like, we think this is going one way, and there was a couple punches that Eubank Jr. dropped in, and I was like, great. But
the 8th round, he hit him with 2 right hands. The second one really turned his head away, but Conor Benn took it well, and it was
good, but it wasn't enough. And then in the last round, he was hanging on for dear life. I think if we had one more round, potentially.
Maybe, I think 30 seconds. I think 30 seconds would have been.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because the punch that discombobulated Chris Eubank Jr. was, if you look at it, it doesn't look like anything. It was actually a punch which he turns away from, and it actually like grazes his like temple. And that was it to send your legs like doing the chicken dance and all that.
Especially when you're already struggling, man. But so I guess in their clause, there's going to be a trilogy. It's going to be a trilogy, right? Are we going to do this?
Well, this is the thing, right? So after the fight, so if just in case any people don't know, Conor Benn is not a middleweight. He fights at 147. He's moved up to 160 for this fight, 159, which is a lot of weight to put on to fight. To go up 2 weight classes in boxing is what pretty wild. After the fight, I don't know if you heard his press conference, but he literally said, like, he goes, look, Chris has got twins on the way. I've got a little one on the way, but this is where the Eubank Ben rivalry finishes. He said, look, I want to go down 147 and challenge for a world title. Chris probably doesn't want to come down to 160 again, probably more 163 or 167. But then when Eubank came on the mic, he was like, oh, you don't never know, innit? You never know, because I mean, usually a trilogy makes sense, but when one, like the first fight was super close, when the second fight is not close at all, you know, there's a part of you which is like, why do we need to see this run back again?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if I was at the end of the career and I could have a little 10 million hanging in front of my nose, or even a 5-6 million, I might just do it one last time.
No, but you know what it is? Is that because it seemed, and again, I'm not a boxer. I haven't had the balls to step into a ring and get punched in the face. But it's one of them ones where I think as if you're kind of like you don't want to go into that deep water and you don't want that smoke, I think it will stop the public wanting to see you go again. Yeah. Because if you like really dug deep and you were like, you know, even like last 4 rounds where you're like, I could have come back. Yeah, I don't know. I want to put something out. I think it was a very, 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 very good night for British boxing because of the way, and massive respect to both of them, the way that they spoke afterwards and the respect that they had for each other, and they weren't like fucking sucking each other's fucking cocks. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were like, I still don't like you, but I respect you. Like, do you know, and that's what needed. I didn't want after the fight for there to be, you know, the shenanigans like the McGregor like Khabib fight or any of that nonsense. Afterwards, they both spoke well. They were both very respectful, and I think for British boxing, it was a win.
There we go.
That's me as a little bit of a boxing purist from that sense. But I just people like, I wanted them to like, you're also a dickhead, innit? You know what I mean? All of that
Suck
stuff.
your mum.
And you could see there was a point where Conor Benn said, credit to Eubank, and then he went to say something else, and I don't know what the other thing was. You're a dickhead, bro. But he just went, nope, credit to Eubank. And I was like, if that was that point where he was like, I was going to talk about, I'm really glad that he decided that.
Good.
Like, and I think it's just really good for boxing and respect, because I think people get people see it as like a savage sport,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think when you have and you think, man, it's like 3 decades of rivalry.
Oh, ridiculous.
And the amount of, and like, you can tell that these guys want to punch each other up. Do you know what I mean? There's genuine, this is not, as you said, media created hatred or anything. They actually,
even their parents, you can tell they're too old for it, but their parents would love to get in the ring and their prime and smash each other up again. They just, the disdain for each other is ridiculous. Yeah.
And even though, and if you ask them, I believe that they will both say that they massively respect the other person.
Yeah.
But the fact that you respect someone doesn't mean you have to like them.
We got friends like that as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
You got a mad respect for them, innit?
Mad respect, but
don't like you, bro.
Yeah.
Right, Sean. Well, we've done an hour, bruv. So yeah, we've killed an hour. Yes, sir, man. If you want to get involved, don't forget to send your jokes in. howtokillanhour.com/jokes. Get those Christmas jokes in. Christmas is on the way.
After Halloween, any jokes about us? So I'm like, come on, Christmas jokes. I'm going to try and get into the Christmas spirit this year. I'm such a Grinch.
All right, listen.
I'm doing my best.
We can get Sean in the Christmas spirit. We've got to have absolutely horrible jokes.
Horrible.
Horrible.
Oh, no. They started.
Christmas spirit and horrible.
Tuck that one in the sack.
What a cracker. Oh. All right, we'll see you next time.
Oh, that's the sign of things to come, mate.
Hey.
Oh, dude.